tutorial I'm going to show you how to knit the back of a bonnet. This is the part from the top of the head where I have finished knitting the ears to the back of your neck. And this is this part of the beanie, which is about 20 centimeters. So with 20 plus a little bit over 15, I get the measurement from the forehead to the base of the neck. So let's knit the back part of the beanie. So the first thing that we will do is to purl the stitches, because we work on the wrong side, until we get to the first stitch marker. So please purl your stitches and meet me there. I have reached the first stitch marker of the ear. I'm going to slip it onto the right needle. And now I'm going to purl these 3 stitches together as if they were one. And in this way we have finished the ear. Now I'm going to remove this stitch marker. I don't need it anymore. I'm checking if I dropped the stitch. So now I will continue purling my stitches until I get to the other side here, where I'm also going to purl these 3 stitches together. So now I have reached the other 2 markers. I'm going to remove this one, and I'm going to knit these 3 stitches together purlwise. And slip my stitch marker. Now what I will need to do is to create the part from the ears to the back of the neck. And in order to do this, I will need to decrease the number of stitches on the sides. So there were 26 stitches on each side for this beanie. I'm going to decrease them to 13 stitches. So 26 stitches, I'm going to decrease to 13, meaning half the stitches that I have. So now I will turn. I will place my stitch marker to the right needle. I'm going to place the last stitch from the left needle to the right needle, and I will continue knitting my stitches until I get to the other side, to the other stitch marker. So now I'm here where I have knitted the 3 stitches together. I'll remove the stitch marker and I'm going to knit this stitch with the next one together. So in this way I decreased one, so like this. Again I'm going to turn. I am going to place the stitch onto the right needle, and I'm going to purl the stitches until I get to the other side. So please meet me there at the stitch marker. Again, I have reached the other side. I'm going to remove this stitch marker too, and I'm going to knit the two stitches, the last decrease and this one together like this. And again I'm going to turn and work in the same way. So I'll place my last stitch back onto the right needle, and I'm going to knit my stitches until I get to the other side, where I will do the same. I will continue like this until there are 13 stitches on this side and 13 stitches on that side. So please do it and I will meet you then. So I have decreased the side stitches. This is how the beanie looks up to now. Now I will need to decrease the central stitches as well. So I'm here 2 stitches before the side stitches. What I will do is to knit 2 stitches from the central part and 1 stitch from the sides together in this way. Again I'm going to turn and place the decreased stitch onto the right needle, and I will knit like this, so I will get to the other side. I will get to the other side until there are 2 stitches left from the central part. So one more. So here there are 2 stitches left from the central part, and I will knit these 3 together. 2 stitches from the central part and 1 stitch from the sides. I will turn, place the decrease back to the right needle, and I will continue knitting in this way, decreasing the stitches in this way until there are 2 stitches left in the middle. So please do it and I will meet you then. I have finished the back of the beanie. This is what it looks like. So like this. Now I will create a knitted in folded hem in order to enclose my drawstring. So first I will cut a long tail, which I'm going to weave in later. Now I'm going to place these 2 stitches on a stitch holder, so like this. And I'm going to remove my circular needles. If you don't have a stitch holder, because it's only 2 stitches, you can also use a stitch marker. And what I'm going to do now is to pull up new stitches in order to create the pouch, let's say, for the cord. In order to do this, I'm going to use a hook, but you can do it without a hook if you want. So what I will do is leave a long tail of yarn and then insert my hook here and pull up a loop. So this loop is going to be like a cast-on stitch. I'm going to pull down my yarn, and now I'm going to create my next one. So I'm going to insert my hook here and again pull up one more loop. It's a bit difficult at the beginning, but then it's easier. So now there are 2 loops here, and I will continue in this way. So I am going to insert my hook between this V, let me show you, the V that I have created at the edge of the beanie. I'm going to insert, no worries, I can place them back. So I'm going to insert my hook here and pull up a loop, which I'm going to place on my knitting needle. Insert my hook, pull up a loop, so here, like this, and I will continue until I get to the 2 stitches that are on hold here. Now there is another way to do it. If you don't have a hook, you can just insert the tip of your knitting needle like this and pull up a loop. So here and pull up a loop, here and pull up a loop, and I will continue in this way until I get to the 2 stitches on hold. So please meet me there. I have reached the 2 stitches on hold here. In order to be able to pull up loops on the other side, what I will do is pull up a loop on this stitch of on hold, so like this, and the next one, you can place it on the right needle. This yarn is the yarn that I have cut off, so it's here and I'm going to secure it later. Now I will continue pulling up loops on the other side. So this is the other side. So again, I'm going to pull up a loop here and here. I'm looking at the V's. So I will continue in this way until I pull up loops on all around the beanie. Please do it and I will meet you then. So I have finished pulling up loops. There are loops all around the back of the beanie. Now I'm going to knit about 4 centimeters of stockinette stitch in order to create the knitted in folded hem. So I'm going to slip the first stitch onto the right needle. Now I'm going to knit my stitches. Sometimes you have to turn the stitches. And I will continue like this until I knit 4 centimeters of stockinette stitch. Please meet me then. I have finished knitting my stockinette stitch. It's about 4 centimeters. And now I'm going to use another pair of circular needles in order to create the loops that will help me fold the stockinette stitch and create this space for the cord. So I've got another pair of circular needles which are almost the same size as the ones I used. What I'm going to do is to insert the tip of the needle and pull up the loops here, like this. I forgot to say that the working yarn is on the left side, so I'll do this and I will meet you there. I finished picking up the stitches here. I need to have the same number of stitches here and here, and now I'm going to work the stitches on both needles at the same time in order to fold the stockinette stitch and create the folded hem. So what I will do is this. My working yarn is on this needle, the one which is nearest to me, and now what I'm going to do is this. I will take the other end of this circular needle, the one with the working yarn, and I am going to knit these two stitches together. So I'm going to insert my needle here and here, so together. So now I've knitted these two stitches together. I'm going to drop them from the needle, so now there is one stitch. Again, I am going to knit this stitch with the stitch at the back needle together, like this. I'm going to drop both of them, but now I'm going to take this stitch, the first stitch, and slip it over the new stitches. And again, I'm going to, these stitches sometimes have to be turned, so I'm going to take this one and this one. So I'm going to insert my needle onto these two stitches, knit them together, slip them off the needle, and then pass the stitch from the right needle over them, and in this way we fasten the stitches together. Again, I'm going to knit these two stitches together, slip them off the needle, both of them, and now I'm going to take this stitch and pass it over. So let me do it a few more times. So again, I need to turn this stitch so it's pointing to the right direction. I'm knitting them together, placing this stitch back on the right needle and pulling this stitch over that one. Again, I'm knitting this. First I need to turn this one. So I'm knitting these two together. I'm slipping them both off the two needles, and now I'm taking this stitch and pull it over the stitch and drop it. In this way I fasten the stockinette stitch and create this place to put the cord. So please finish it and I will meet you then. I have finished joining the two sides of the stockinette stitch, and in this way I have created the pouch for my cord. I'm going to cut my yarn and I need to weave in the ends. So this is my beanie. What I need to do now is to knit my cord using double pointed needles, or a hook. There are two ways to do it. And then I'm going to pull it through this space and attach it to the beanie. So please let me do it and I will meet you then. So I have finished knitting my cord. Now I'm going to use this stitch holder, which is quite big, in order to pull the cord through this pocket, let's say. So I am just going to insert this stitch holder and pull the cord through it. So in this way I have finished knitting this beanie. I think it's very cute, especially for young children. I hope you liked my tutorial. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye for now and see you soon in one of my next tutorials. Bye!